Alright, so today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and bear with me because, if I stutter, if I say a lot, if I pause, this is my first speaking video and I've never really done something like this, so it's just going to be something different. So today I want to be talking to you guys about my DNA ancestry results, or my ethnicity results, if you want to say that. So to give you a little bit of a background, I've always been told that I'm mostly Irish, Scottish, some German, because my last name is German, excuse me, a little bit of English, and possibly Native American. But uh, I've learned a little bit about the Melungeon side, which is kind of like on my mom's side, and I've learned that Melungeon is not really a race, more so of like an admixture of people who are European, Sub-Saharan African, and Native American descent, kind of like, again, all mixed in. Um, and when my mom and dad were like talking about the Malaysian part, my dad was like, you could be either Turkish or Portuguese, and I've never really had any idea of being Turkish or Portuguese, but I thought that would be really cool. So yeah, I mean, I don't know much about like the Melungeon part. I guess I'm not really too educated. So feel free to like let me know more about that because that would be very interesting. So uh, I ordered the kits on, let's say, New Year's Eve, and I got it back like on January 10th, and I mailed it out the same day, and I activated the kit on the same day. So uh, I had to wait like 2 months, and I got my results back on the 19th, and it was such a long wait. And I guess because of the long wait, it doesn't it, it doesn't usually like take that long, but because it did, it was, I guess, because like between what you call it, Black Friday and Christmas, there was a big uh, sale blow up, and I guess like a lot of people were doing the same thing. So I don't know, but here are my results. All right, so what you see is a map on the right hand side and um, the breakdown on the left hand side. And so you can see here that I am 100% European. Not too shocking at all. Obviously white, as you can tell. But my guesses were that I would be like, if I wasn't 100%, I might have some like West Asian in me, which is like kind of like Turkey and Middle East right here for like the Melungeon part, and maybe like Native American, but that didn't really show up, and that's not, once again, it's nothing too surprising. So my biggest breakdown is Great Britain at 58%. Now that was pretty shocking to me, not because of the Great Britain part, I obviously expected that, but it was shocking that it was a high percentage. And it says it's primarily located in England, Scotland, and Wales. However, like, the Great Britain part, the majority of that would have to be coming from Scotland and uh, England, barely any Wales. When my dad was building the family tree, he did find out that he did have some Welsh ancestors. I don't know if there's any on my mom's side, but I would guess that if they did break down the Great Britain part, like the a huge chunk would come from Scotland, some from England, and a little bit of Wales. But it gives you like kind of a breakdown of the range. It says I could be like 27 to 86, which is also a very high range, which I don't really think I'm that much. But it gives you an ethnicity estimate info of how like the estimate is determined and how the range is calculated, and it's very interesting read. So yeah, if you have taken this test, I would suggest kind of like reading this to get a better understanding. Once again, like the Great Britain part, I've always been telling people that I'm like mostly like Scottish, not really like British, you would say, but because like there's way more to Great Britain than just Great Britain. I would kind of like break down those to like Scottish and English if we're talking about the British part to give people a much better understanding, if that makes sense. And the next highest percentage is Ireland at 17%. And this kind of also shocked me because I thought it would be like more Irish than this. Like for whatever reason in my head, like I've always thought that I was like more Irish, but I thought it would be like in the 20 to 30 range. But it says right here in the range that I could be up to 36%, and that's also pretty cool. And Ireland is primarily located in Ireland, of course, Wales, and Scotland. So that's, I guess that gives me a much more understanding. It's also found in France and England. So yeah, like my two biggest like percentages would have to be like Scottish and Irish. And I think that's so cool. I really do. The next percentage is a huge shock to me, or the next region, I should say. I am 11% Italian or Greek, or Italy slash Greece. Um, and that was also a shock to me because, you know, looking back at my family history, I don't remember any like indication that our ancestors were either Italian or Greek. However, because like Greece is like kind of like bordering Turkey, right here, and because like back to the Melungeon part, uh, that probably isn't too much of a shock as it was because, well, like I said, never had any indication that my ancestors had any Italian or Greek ancestors, but yeah, that was interesting. And going back to the Melungeon part, um, my mom told me about this book that one of her ancestors wrote that was on her dad's side, and maybe that's where like the idea of the Native American or the Turkish or the Portuguese comes from, and you know, yeah, and I don't know, it was a really cool book to read. It just had like all the ancestors on my mom's dad's side, and what I found here is that like the Italy slash Greece is also found in Portugal and Turkey, which is once again not much of a shock here. Um, by the way, no Turkish or Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain and Portugal. So yeah, but it's whatever. The next percentage is Scandinavian at 9%. And, once again, never had any indication that our ancestors were Scandinavian, like Swedish or Norwegian or Danish. However, going to the next percentage, Europe West, which is Belgium, France, Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, and Germany is right here over the big orange circle that you see here. My last name is very German, Klein, as you can tell, and at first I was so shocked to see it was like such a low percentage, while the range being like up to 13%. However, I have also learned that most of our or at least on my dad's side, because like once again, I guess the reason why this is so low is because my mom doesn't think she has any German in him. So my dad was telling me that like most of his German ancestors, the majority of them came from Hamburg, which is located right on the northern side of Germany, which is kind of like above Netherlands a little bit. So kind of like right there, and you can see that it's very close to Denmark, and so that's probably where the Scandinavia comes in, and Scandinavia is also found in Germany as well. So that's probably a good explanation as to why that may be higher. And so the next region we're going to talk about is Finland slash Northwest Russia, which again did not have any indication that any of my ancestors were Russian or Finnish, but I think this is so cool. This was not too much of a surprise at like 2%, but I'm gonna, I'll take it because, like I said, it's really cool to see that you have some Russian in you. And then last but not least is less than 1% Europe East. And that is primarily located in Poland, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Austria, Russia, Hungary, Slovenia, Romania, Serbia, Ukraine, Belarus, Moldova, Lithuania, Latvia, Bosnia, and Herzegovina. I might be butchering that, and Croatia. Ah. So, once again, never had any indication that my ancestors were like from here, but since it's like less than 1%, but I think this is also pretty cool. This could be from like anywhere. I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about that, but once again, I think that is kind of cool to like know a little bit more. So yeah. So that's pretty much it for my DNA ancestry results. Nothing too shocking or surprising or whatever. But if you have any results that you want to post, comment down below. I would really like to know what you are and see if we have any of the same results or whatever. Just yeah, I will see you later. All right, have a wonderful day and this or night, depending on what you're watching. This is like 3 a.m. So I thought I'd do this video like I thought I could just get this over with because I think this is a really cool thing to share. All right, so goodbye and have a wonderful day.